Welcome to the Aries November predictions reading. There's a card in here that is flipped. Where is it? That's all right. It'll come back. It'll come back. All right. Welcome to those who are able to watch me live. And a huge thank you to everybody who's tuning in afterwards. In today's predictions reading, hi Susanna, welcome. In today's predictions reading, we're going to be getting monthly predictions for Aries, specifically focusing on the month of November. I will be pulling these cards specifically for Aries, Sun, Moon, Risings, or people who have strong Aries placements in their charts. So if you're not an Aries and you are here cross-watching, you're more than welcome to stay. I just need you to know that I'm a very honest reader. So you may hear or see something you do not like. Consider that your warning, sweet soul, and watch at your own caution, basically. Now, let's get into it. I'm just shuffling some of these decks because I had a little break. I had to hydrate my throat. For some reason, my throat just decided to not like me in the last reading, so had to deal with that. But now that we've gotten that shuffling out of the way, I'm going to start your reading by pulling 3 oracle or tarot cards from this tarot deck. That will tell us the 3 main themes that you can expect to experience in November. I'll then be clarifying with more tarot, and we're going to get advice for each of the themes as well. This is a general predictions reading, so we're not really trying to focus on anything. We're just going to see what comes through, and then I will get specific information around that. So if you are interested in more love predictions, I do those once a month. There's some up on my channel already. Now that we've gotten that spiel out of the way, let's get into it. Welcome, Misty. Welcome, Amy. Thank you guys for being here. Let's have a look. What can Aries expect in the month of November, please, Spirit? What are their main themes? You have the 2 of Swords coming out in the upright position. What can Aries expect in November? We also have the Knight of Cups in the upright position. What can Aries expect in the month of November? We have the 9 of Cups in the reverse position. Interesting themes. You seem to be, wow, just be careful, because I see a theme here of you giving a lot of yourself, a lot of your happiness, a lot of your own well-being to somebody else, to somebody else's goals. Yeah, we have Justice at the back of the deck. I want you to be so careful because I see Justice. Oh my God, my throat is doing it again. This is so annoying. I see Justice as a feeling of trying to kind of balance and work with a partnership, or trying to work within some sort of jurisdiction, trying to make sure that you are contributing enough to get the outcome that you want. And I can see this kind of being an overstep at times. We'll double check to see what the 9 of Cups is talking about specifically, but I just want you to be careful of overgiving just because you really want something to work out, just because you really want them to you know, be with you, or you really want this situation to go your way. The other reason why Justice is here is there is the opportunity to get that favorable outcome. So we're going to get advice along the way to see how you can best achieve that best possible outcome without overgiving. I can see for those who are concerned about legal situations, the Justice card is a good omen that something is going to work out in your favor. It's also a sign that something is balancing out when it comes to some sort of legal affair or a relationship that may have been struggling to you get on the same terms, if that makes sense. We'll see how that manifests in each of your readings now, in each of your themes now, though. So let's have a look at this 2 of Swords. I'm a little bit, intuitively, I'm kind of picking up on this back and forth energy of the 2 of Swords. I'm actually seeing the 2 of Pentacles more. This balancing energy, this juggling energy, this or that feeling. That was also a part of the last fire sign reading as well. But in yours, it feels more like it's an umming and ahhing. Instead of your energy going back and forth, it's like your head is going back and forth. And because of that, you may be feeling very indecisive. I want to see what this is all about though. Like, why is Aries feeling like this? Spirit, what is this specifically relating to for Aries? What is this Two of Swords? Indecisiveness. We have the Six of Wands. You want to make sure that you're going to be successful. You also want to make sure that this works well with your reputation or how others see you. You want to make sure that whatever you move towards, whatever you choose to take action towards, is going to be successful and received well by an audience for some of you. The Queen of Cups is coming out, but more so through your own confidence. Your ego wants to feel like it made the right decision. I can see the Queen of Cups as, oh my gosh, this throat of mine. I hope I'm not getting sick again. So annoying. But I see this Queen of Cups as you wanting to feel at peace with whatever decision you make. There's a strong connection to your intuition in this part of your reading, and you really trying to feel for the right solution, for the right answer. But Spirit, what is this all about, actually? Like, what is this pertaining towards? Because we're just getting clues around how you're going to be feeling at the time. We have the King of Wands reversed, a plan. I wonder if this King of Wands is also about expectations. Your heart seems to be set on something, but you don't expect it to actually work out the way that you want it to. And you're worried about how others may be seeing this. You're worried about it not being successful. You're worried about a rejection for some of you. I also feel like you're worried that it's not going to progress. At the back of the deck, we have the Hermit. So this is a very internal process of going back and forward in your mind about this. I can see you trying to kind of keep a strong face. Like, look at this Queen of Cups. She's fierce. I don't always see my Queen of Cups in that way, but I feel like you're trying to be composed. You're trying to keep a strong face. You're trying to look like on the surface everything's okay. But under the surface, you're actually quite concerned about how this is going to work out, about what is going to happen. For some of you, you're more worried about what this person is going to choose. You're worried about somebody else making the right decision and how that's going to impact you. What else can you tell us about this Two of Swords energy, Spirit? We have the Nine of Cups reversed. Yeah, it seems like it involves another person and you're worried about how that's going to impact you. Are they going to choose correctly? Will I be happy with what I hear, with what I see? Spirit, why is this a main theme in Aries November month? Hi, Goddess Nora, welcome. Why is this a main theme? We have the Sun reversed. I feel like this is a main theme because it's impacting your well-being. It's like this shadow, and it is definitely impacting how you feel and your mood, and it is impacting your confidence, because I wonder if until you get a proper closure or a proper understanding of what you want to do or what this person is wanting to do, you don't feel like you can move forward. It feels like everything else in your life is shadowed or tinted by this situation. So it's not really a subconscious thing. It's just something that other people may not be aware of that's happening for you behind the scenes. It's like you're waiting to hear some sort of information. For some of you, I'm getting a health message that you're waiting to hear information about your health, and you're trying to kind of be composed about it, but it's really kind of stressing you out, and it's making you nervous, and it's making you feel like uncertain and sad about, like, pessimistic even about what could happen. You're waiting to hear. What is going on here, Spirit, with this Two of Swords? What else can you tell Aries about this theme? It's that kind of thing that happens where when somebody says, hey Aries, how are you? You might say, good, but you've just come from this, you know, like there's a little kind of shadow to your smile, and that's what this is. This is that shadow this is the reason why when you say good, your voice is so high and tight, because you're not good. There's actually a lot going on behind the scenes. We also have the Nine of Pentacles coming out reversed. So for some of you, it is health related. For others of you, it does very much have to do with your sense of security and wondering like where to from here. How do you continue growing and building from here? You almost feel insecure until you know more about this. You feel like a cycle is incomplete. At the back of the deck, we have the King of Swords reversed. So I do feel like you're waiting for either communication or information from somebody else. Let me get some advice for you though. What is the advice for Aries with this theme, please, Spirit? What is the advice for Aries? Well, we have Passion, the Beetroot card coming out. Leo, we have Earth and the number 7. Interesting. Spirit's definitely encouraging you to give yourself plenty of outlets. The Spirit's also asking for you to find ways to ground yourself so that you can connect more with what makes you feel good. There's a strong focus on fun here and doing things that are fun, but somewhat healing and calming at the same time, if that makes sense. So don't do the things that will exhaust you. They're so fun that you are so tired after you do them. The things that are kind of wholesome and fun in a way where it gives you a sense of like you can expel energy, but you're also grounding. And you're kind of getting peace out of doing that as well. I feel like there's a lot of like Spirit's encouraging helpful distractions with this Passion card, doing hobbies and kind of you putting your free time towards things that are going to make you happy so that you're not just focused on this situation that is seemingly out of your hands. What else can you tell them? What is the advice? We have luck. So I want you to know from Spirit's perspective that you do have something cooking up and brewing up in the works in the background. I do feel like this is going to be a waiting game. I can't lie, especially with Capricorn on this card. This is the Lime card though. So there is a bitter sort of sweet feeling to this. There's like a, either it's bitter because we're waiting for a while, or it's bitter because we got to go through so many random sort of tests or so many processes, kind of stepping stones in order to get to the outcome. Or it may even be bitter because what we originally wanted to happen is going to be rediverted into a new beginning. I definitely see there being a favorable outcome. I just feel like with this card, Spirit is saying it's kind of like a bitter feeling because it takes so long to get there, or the way that we get there is not the way that we would have wanted it to happen, especially with our emotions on this card. Our emotions are kind of in somebody's vice grip, and that's what it feels like. At the back of the deck, we have wholeness though. So Spirit is strongly encouraging you not to put your life on hold for this. Keep making memories, keep making choices that are reflective of what you want to do and what you want to experience, especially with this black mulberry card. It almost feels like a piece of you is here while you're still trying to move forward. So definitely consider how this is restricting your ability to experience passion and pleasure. And I think that your best advice is to really just direct your energy into your interests, into things that are grounding, and into things that bring you joy, for lack of a better word, with Leo here. There is a strong focus on self with this Beetroot card and trying to find outlets and grounding, because this does seem to be out of your hands. So that is what I'm seeing with that theme, sweet souls. I am going to move forward. For those who are watching live, feel free to put questions or comments in the chat if you want me to clarify anything. Let me know. But I'm going to move forward to the Knight of Cups now, because this one took me by surprise, Aries. Not a Knight of Cups moment. Look, we have the Ace of Cups at the back of the deck now. Not a Knight of Cups moment. What is going on with this Knight of Cups for Aries? What is this Knight of Cups energy? We have the Five of Wands. Excuse me. We also have the Six of Cups. And we have the King of Swords reversed again. Interesting. At the back of the deck, we have the Eight of Cups reversed. No, how dare you? Okay. Let me get my crystals. How do I feel about this? Honestly, I'm seeing an emotional cycle come back to life. And I feel like this is something that we may have had to walk away from because at one point in time it wasn't making us happy. But now we're ready to kind of approach it. We're ready to come back. We're ready to re-examine the situation and wonder if there is anything, excuse me, my nose, that could be bringing more happiness. Because I see that the goal here for you in the month ahead is to try to feel more positive, and you're trying to find ways to get that. I do think that this card is talking about somebody and us either being open to letting people into our lives or us being open to letting a very specific person into our lives. It is a different message depending on your individual situation. For some of you, this is a one specific person who has been waiting for the chance to kind of come in and be more serious. And I feel like there is like a fondness to this energy. If you resonate with it being a specific person, this is somebody who we have been rejecting or pushing away because we've been more focused on other things. And this person has felt like there's been competition or there's been other things happening in our lives. And they've also been keeping like a safe sort of fond space in their heart for us. That's what it feels like, Aries. Otherwise, for those who resonate as it just being a general theme, I feel like overall there is this feeling here of trying to be more open to letting other people in. And I feel like this goes both ways. I feel like you're trying to be more open and understanding towards others and what they have to say and their emotional needs. But you're also trying to be more understanding towards the fact that you are a human being and you should be speaking up more and you should be feeling like you can convey your emotions and you should feel like you can, if you're having a bad day, show that, you know? So it's this interesting feeling of trying to give emotions and trying to let other people give them to you. And it feels like a cycle because I think you go through periods where you just don't want to deal with too much stuff. You don't want to deal with that. You don't want to have to take on too much. You don't want to have to worry about too much. So you try not to let people think that they can just come to you with their problems. But this doesn't feel like a problem. It only feels like a problem because you're afraid of taking on too much. With this Five of Wands, there is even this concern that in November, by trying to get into this energy where you're allowing emotions to come and you to kind of let them out, you're concerned that you may be taking on another person's drama and you may be causing drama to somebody else in your life. I do feel like if you have kids, you're worried about them and you're worried about how they'll think about you dating or how they'll see your romantic love life. But I could also see you wanting to kind of open up to somebody about what you're going through, what you're thinking, and just trying to be more honest about how you are feeling. I feel like with the King of Swords reversed, this theme is about how much do I give? Especially if you are talking to a new person, it feels like you're trying to figure out, well, how much do I say to them? How much of my story do I tell them? How much do I kind of share? I do want to clarify this. What is going on with this Knight of Cups energy for Aries? What is this Knight of Cups energy in November for Aries? There we go. All right. This one and those two. At the back of the deck, we have the Judgment card. We're having a chance to truly transform something here. That Judgment card is saying, Aries, if you really want this to work, you have a very strong shot of using the wisdom of your past experiences to reinvent a future outcome here. around your emotional well-being and around the success of an emotional pattern. I see you breaking that pattern for the better, because we're figuring out, okay, so this didn't work, this is what we want, and this is how we need to do it. And it feels like we're doing things, or we're talking about things that we may not be comfortable with, but I genuinely feel like you're giving yourself a chance to try something new and to approach the situation with fresh eyes. Let's have a look. We have the Five of Wands clarifying the Five of Wands. Okay, it's reversed in this deck. We also have the Strength card clarifying the Six of Cups. And we have the Princess of Swords clarifying the King of Swords. So there's a lot of synchronicities here. I feel like this Princess of Swords is an opportunity for you to be able to see the situation differently. I definitely feel like there has been a change in perspective. It's not as profound as like a Hanged Man moment, where emotionally we're feeling different and spiritually we're feeling awakened. It's like a new sense of awareness. I feel like this is positive, sweets, but I can see how at times you may overthink this and you may really stress yourself out over how this is going to work out. It's like you have to be strong to be vulnerable. That's what it feels like. It takes a lot of strength to be able to go, you know what? Yes, there are possibilities of things not working out, or things potentially being very complicated once we do this, but this is something that I need to do. I could also see how this theme could be talking about a loved one and you kind of taking on something in order to protect them, or in order to kind of help them. I feel like this is you, a case of your, because there is a feeling of like being strong and vulnerable. And I feel like for some of you, that's going to translate in you having to go through external challenges and taking on too much kind of energy at once, and then getting to a space where you're like, oh, I really want this to work out, but I need to do things differently next time. I need to make sure that I'm more honest about actually what I'm going through before I take on other people's crap, before I commit myself to other people's crap. And before I decide to like take on all of this, I need to be more aware of what I'm already going through. And I need to see how I can say that to other people. That's kind of what I'm seeing. It feels like you're uncertain about how much to say with this Princess of Swords. You're just kind of like, oh, maybe they don't need to know that though. But if it's anybody that cares about you, that loves you, that's asking for favors from you, I feel like they should know. We'll see what Spirit has to say though about this theme. What is the advice for Aries with this Knight of Cups energy? Now, I do feel like that Knight of Cups is a really fond energy, like almost like our feelings are what is getting us in this situation in the first place. If we didn't care so much for this person, we wouldn't be in this position. What is the advice for Aries? We have two cards. That's cute. At the back of the deck, we have Orange, which is the energy card, number 28, Water and Virgo on this card. So we have Wisdom, the Bay Leaf card coming out. And we have Courage, which is the Time card. That's a bit precious. Okay, so in terms of advice, with Courage reversed, I do wonder if Spirit is calling for you to kind of just see this as, it doesn't have to be a conflict, but it does have to be a conversation. And I think how you go about it is going to be up to you. I feel like it's not about being the loudest voice in the room. It's just about speaking your truth and maintaining your sense of integrity. And I feel a lot of you ending up kind of being a bit sacrificial because of the love that you have in the situation. I could see you taking a soft-hearted, tender, shy approach instead of coming in with your guns blazing. I could even see some of you feeling like you have to bite your tongue and not say everything that's on your mind to kind of make sure that you're keeping this relationship stable, or this connection or this commitment stable. I also wonder with this Wisdom card though, if Spirit is saying in order to get the best possible outcome from this situation, you do need to appreciate that you have information that whoever else is involved in this situation may need to hear. You know how sometimes we bite our tongue because we're like, it's not my place to say it. Like, it's not my position. Like, I'm not this person's, guru. They should just learn the lesson when they need to learn it. Well, actually, I feel like you have a lot that you could teach them just by speaking your piece. There is a lot of wisdom to be learned and gained in this experience, and I think that the theme overall in November is about trying to find the right way to get that message across, because we know with the back of the deck being the Judgment card and with having Justice as your overall energy, that your partnerships are going to strengthen if you embrace the truths and you really awaken to the truths and you use the information that you've gained in these truth awakening moments to filter back into your commitments, your partnerships. So I genuinely think that you may be protecting somebody else and kind of limiting the potential of the situation by holding back here. And I feel like there's a lot that can be learned through what it is that you want to say. It's not like an argument, but it does feel like it needs to be a conversation. That's what that feels like over there. Especially because this is actually beautiful energy. When you look at the cards, we have the Knight of Cups, the Six of Cups. We have a Five of Wands, but it's only there because with the Five of Wands reverse clarifying it, we're trying not to make the situation unnecessarily complicated. We're trying not to take on too much. And so we're almost coming into it looking for red flags from the beginning instead of seeing it as an opportunity to kind of do something differently and manipulate it into the outcome that we want it to be. So that's what I'm seeing for that theme. It's a very interesting theme. Hi Romilly, I'm not doing love predictions in this reading, and it is mostly just an Aries November prediction, so I would recommend if you're asking about a specific person, you join us in the love predictions readings. They go up in the middle of every month, so the next one will be up in the middle of November. Let's have a look at your last theme over here now, Aries. We've got the Nine of Cups coming out reversed, and that's what was making me wonder if you are making sacrifices for the sake of some of your commitments, some of your partnerships, some of your relationships. What is going on with this Nine of Cups reversed in November for Aries? What is going on with this Nine of Cups reversed for Aries? We have the Four of Swords. Okay. It's so interesting how, like, there's no, like, real messages except for your health over here around your finances or anything. Oh, speaking of the devil, we have the Knight of Pentacles. What is going on with this Knight of Cups? Nine of Cups, excuse me. The Nine of Cups. We also have the Strength card reversed. At the back of the deck, we have the Emperor. Okay. I do like that for you. That's your energy, Aries. I love how it's come out at the end. We can't be mad at that. At least it came out. So I feel like this Nine of Cups is definitely you trying to figure out how to be more selfish. And I actually see a lot of you navigating this fairly well. I see this as a theme of making a long-term commitment to self, to follow through, and to make sure that you prioritize rest in November. For some of you, you could have a busier November in terms of your day-to-day life. Maybe there's an opportunity here to take some time off and to just focus on getting back into a routine in terms of a home routine or a health routine, a self-care routine. This Knight of Pentacles is about setting some sort of plan in place and making sure that the plan is catering towards a long-term successful outcome. I do wonder if in November there's going to be a lot of focus on, okay, do I need to take some time off? Do I need to rest? Should I be doing this? Or should I cancel this? I feel like you should really just take it slow in November. I'm going to encourage you to not overcommit to anything. I feel like Spirit is saying the month ahead is really just about resting, rejuvenating, and making sure that before you say yes to something, you've given it a thought first. You've given it time to kind of sink in, and you've taken on the idea of what is expected of you in that situation. I see you being very in control of your own kind of well-being, and you trying to even be more responsible. You know, like you're really trying to be an adult over here. On top of that, though, I am seeing that for certain people, you will be making some extreme allowances. For example, if you are a parent or if you have a protective energy towards someone in your life, I can see that self-care, putting myself first energy being kind of bent for specific people in your life. And I think that's why we have the Strength card reversed. There feels like there are exceptions to the rule over here. Yes, you're going to take it easy and take time off, but there's that one person in your life where if they ring you with a crisis, you've got to say yes. The other thing I'm seeing with the Strength card reversed is there is a strong feeling here of you trying to prioritize time for self and not really knowing what to do with that free time, not really knowing how to make the most out of it. I feel like if you are taking time off, you need to make sure that, yes, there's time to just chill, but make sure that you're making the most out of your time off. Make sure that you're actually doing things that you want to do. I almost feel like there is a lack of passion behind this intention. Like, yes, it would be nice to take time off, but what will I do? The other thing about that Strength card reversed is there is a message here of patience when it comes to seeing this long-term plan through. We're going to get clarifying messages though. Is there anything else Aries needs to know about this Nine of Cups reversed? Patience seems to be connected to your health even, and seeing results in a lifestyle change that you may have made. What is going on with this Nine of Cups reversed? What is going on with this Nine of Cups reversed? We have the Queen of Cups upright. Okay. Interesting. Strong affection. I feel like this Queen of Cups is a real strong nurturing energy. There is a strong feeling here of like just, yeah, look, we got Cancer coming out now. Nurturing, nurturing, nurturing. Strong Cancer energy. Strong like parental, trying to be responsible energy. What else can you tell us about this Nine of Cups? Yeah, if you have a child, I feel like you're putting a lot of energy into them. If you have children, there is one child in particular that you're having to put a lot of energy towards, and you're having to make sure that they're okay and that their headspace is okay, and it feels like you're really trying to make sure that something works out for them. So take that if it resonates. We also have the universe. So in general, I feel like you're being very protective of specific loved ones over here, and you're very concerned about them getting the happiness that you believe they deserve. I feel like you're planning something for a loved one as well, but I'm also seeing that Spirit is saying all of that love, all of that intention, all of that planning that you're putting towards them also needs to be directed into self. Use it as an opportunity to see what you're capable of achieving with your plan, with your sense of control and construction and responsibility. But there is also a feeling of the lesson here is you need to be able to feed this energy back into yourself. You need to be able to have your own outlets, your own free time, your own passions, your own interests, your own ability to express yourself and to do things that you enjoy as well. That what you're doing for this loved one should really be something that you do for yourself over here. Where's our back of the deck energy? That's it. We have the Six of Swords. So I do feel like this is a feeling of moving forward and seeing solutions, but also moving forward to calmer waters with the right people. I feel like in November, you're going to be spending some really intimate moments with loved ones that are going to give you the opportunity to have some of the conversations that you need to have about how you're feeling and what you're going through, and maybe even just finding solutions to some of the difficult situations or challenging situations you've been experiencing, especially that Two of Swords theme at the start of your reading. I can see something kind of giving you a sense of peace and helping you feel like, okay, either I'm making the right decision or I just feel a lot better about this whole process and where I'm going because I've had this conversation with you, because I've been able to talk about it with you. It does just feel like a catch-up conversation. It doesn't feel like this person's giving you advice or you're even expecting advice. It just feels like you're able to get peace of mind. And so I think a lot of this theme is, yes, we know that you're capable of being this giver, this provider, this protector, this responsible, loyal, loving person, but you also need to be all of those things for yourself first. And that seems to be a huge lesson there. Is there any other information for Aries with this Nine of Cups energy? Hi, Amy. Hi, Diane. Welcome. Oh, that's amazing, Amy. Is there any other advice here with this Nine of Cups energy? That's a really interesting placement, actually. A Cancer moon, especially if you're an Aries sun. That's a really like well-rounded sort of energy. All you'd need then is like a, yeah, that's so balanced. All right, we have 2 cards. At the back of the deck, we do have stimulation. I love that because this is Aries energy. So your advice with this theme is a lot about doing what feels good. And I've got to be honest with you, Spirit's almost encouraging a lot of you to kind of either spend more time on your hobbies and your passions and your interests, or to kind of get out there and find some new hobbies, passions, and interests. I definitely feel like you need to give yourself more chance to recharge and to have outlets, but in terms of ways of expressing yourself and letting energy out. But I also feel like stimulation is about like getting something out of something, you know, like not just you kind of doing something for the sake of like, I need to burn energy, but you doing something for the sake of, I actually want to gain energy. I want to feel good about myself. I want to feel connected. I want to feel something. So I do see maybe Spirit saying like, do something exciting over here in your free time. If you're taking time off in November, do something exciting. Don't just sleep. Don't just Netflix and chill. Absolutely give yourself time to do that because you clearly need it. But also do something fun, do something stimulating, and do something that maybe you've always wanted to do but you haven't done yet. We also have potato and affection as your other advice card. So a lot of earth energy on these cards. We have Virgo and Taurus. There's also a strong feeling of like being unearthed and exposed. I feel like your advice with that potato card is that there will be times to rest, and then there will be times where you may actually need to push yourself in order to make the most out of what you're given. You may need to kind of make sure that you follow through with a plan and push yourself out there to do things that you wanted, but you're most likely going to procrastinate on. Your advice is to stop delaying the things that you want. And in November, it is time to kind of practice what you preach and put that plan into motion. I also think that some of you have the tendency in November to be really strict on yourself, really restrictive, and grounding reversed is encouraging you to kind of blow the budget a little bit. I'm not a financial advisor, so please just take this as a channeled message. Obviously, if it's that big of a deal, get professional financial advice as well. But I do feel like with that Virgo energy reverse, Spirit is like, don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be so careful and concise to the point where you're taking all of the fun out of the situation. I feel like your free time or any time away from work or from your responsibilities should be seen as time to let your hair down and to be kinder on yourself and to not just stick to the diet, not just stick to the budget, not just kind of find reasons to nitpick at yourself. Especially with affection reverse, Spirit is saying you are someone who is going to have a hard time overdoing it. I really feel like affection reversed as advice is saying it's a very minor chance that you're going to overdo this. I think if anything, you need to kind of be more open to doing it and just being open to it and having fun. I also see Taurus reversed as a change in your routine and embracing these changes and these opportunities to kind of break out of the typical sort of wake up, go to work, come home, eat dinner, go to sleep, wake up, go to work, you know, breaking that sort of cycle. There is also this feeling of what you give to others should be given to you, again with that card reversed, a full cycle moment of allowing that energy to go out, but also giving that energy back to yourself and finding ways to stimulate yourself or finding ways to gain affection for yourself, to gain a sense of what you're giving to others, to yourself as well. So whether that means by you putting more effort into your own energy and doing what you want to do, or whether that means you opening up more and letting people in more as well. That's what I'm seeing for you, Aries. When it comes to November, very specific and interesting messages for you. I hope it was a helpful reading. It may resonate more as the month progresses. But if it didn't resonate 100%, you could have messages in your sun, moon, rising signs. That's usually a good place to start. Thank you so much, everybody who is able to join me today, whether you are live or watching this after. I wish you a prosperous, abundant, successful, happy, joyful month ahead. I'm going to end your reading now, and I will be starting Leo's in the next 10 minutes. And if you're going to be joining me there, I'll see you soon. Otherwise, look after your beautiful self, and I shall see you in another video. Bye!